Okay, my ninth review is Witchfinder General, also known as the Conqueror Worm, from 1968. Uh, this is my first rewatch of the marathon. I've seen this years ago at this point, uh, but I imported a 4K disc, and I've never seen it in 4K before, and it was still as good as I remember. Uh, this is probably Vincent Price's most sinister role. Uh, it's brutal, the music is good. Vincent Price does an amazing job portraying this character who is based on a real person in history who, I think, over several years they killed like 300 witches or whatever, which is 2/3 of all the witches killed between the 15th century and the 18th century in just 3 years or whatever, which is ridiculous. And Vincent Price just does an amazing job, like easily the most sinister role he ever played. But yeah, this was just as good as I remember it, which happens when I rewatch something in 4K, because if I went back and watched it in 2K, it probably wouldn't have looked as good as I remembered, but in watching it in 4K, it looked just as good as I remembered. And I didn't remember a lot of the different creative ways they had of dealing with the witches. So how they test to see if you're a witch, they torture you until you confess that you're a witch. And then their due process is they tie up your hands and feet and dunk you into a river. And if you drown, you lied and you weren't really a witch. But if you swim or float, then you are a witch, and they pull you out and then immediately hang you. Like, some really effective way to determine whether somebody's a witch or not. Oops, you drowned. I guess you weren't a witch. Sorry. Oh, you didn't drown. We're gonna hang you now. But yeah, really good movie. Super, super dark and brutal. Big thumbs up for the 4K version. I really liked it. Definitely worth rewatching in 4K. It's a shame the disc never got a US release, but 4K discs are all region free, so if you can find it on Amazon or something, totally worth watching in 4K. It was really good, and the music was also really good, like the original version. So yeah, big thumbs up.